Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2 is coming our way next week on Friday, July 1st. And this is going to be a day filled with laughter, smiles, cheers, but also a lot of crying as well, because I don't think it's going to have a very happy ending as some may be expecting, because that'd just be too easy. And not only has the showrunner actually confirmed that, but also it just makes sense seeing as how things are set up, because we know next season, season 5, is going to be the final season of Stranger Things. So that's going to be our big epic conclusion. So using a nice analogy here, you can compare that to Avengers Endgame, whereas season 4 is our Avengers Infinity War. And if you watch those movies, you know that at the end of Avengers Infinity War, the Avengers lost. Half the universe was decimated, they all died, and Endgame was where they fixed their problem and saved the day. So I feel like we're going to be getting a very similar situation here, because it would be kind of redundant to, at the end of season 4, defeat Vecna, close up the Upside Down, and then somehow it just opens up again in season 5. So I feel like season 4, our characters are going to lose. They're not going to win this battle. It's going to be an ongoing battle into next season of Stranger Things. But what is going to happen here? Like I said, there's going to be lots of crime, because not only are they going to lose the battle with the Upside Down, possibly even the Upside Down making its way and invading the actual, right side up, I guess it would be called, Hawkins, real Hawkins, but also we're going to be losing some of our characters. Most likely some of our characters are going to die, and this is something that I think pretty much everybody's been theorizing about this whole season, because there are so many characters on this show, and that is actually one of the downfalls of Stranger Things in this whole series, is that there's so many characters and so many storylines, it does get hard to follow after a while. So how are we going to solve this problem? Kill the characters. I mean, that was Thanos' logic in Infinity War and Endgame. Hey, I kill half the universe, then more resources for everybody that's still living. Now, not like everybody's going to die here, or half the characters, but at least one or two, and that has been actually officially confirmed by the Duffer Brothers themselves. Because as you can see, they did an interview with Variety, and Variety asked them, like, hey, is anybody going to die? Is there going to be a body count when Volume 2 of Stranger Things drops on July 1st? And they said, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think this is really a surprise for anybody, but it does confirm what we were all both excited for and worried about, because again, the less characters, the better, but also, who's gonna die? Now, there's been so many theories out there, but by far the biggest and most likely death is Steve Harrington, unfortunately. I mean, everybody loves him, but it's just not looking good for him. I mean, you just have to consider the situation that we're in right now. Steve is a character, not only is he a fan favorite, so it'd be super tragic and would make everybody cry to see him die, but also there's not really anywhere else you can go with Steve. I mean, he's been a great character in season 4 so far, but he hasn't really had any character development other than just being, in love with Nancy again. So he had his redemption story in season 2. So what else can you do with the character? Not really much. I mean, you got the great friendship with the characters, but he just doesn't really serve a purpose in the show anymore, if we're being honest. And especially considering that at the end of Volume 1, he was bitten by all of those demo bats. And, it seemed like he was fine, like, he made it out of it. He was about to make it out of the Upside Down. He's good and everything. But what if he's not? What if it's like, it takes a while for it to kick in and he actually does get infected by the demo bats and that ends up killing him? That would be really, really tragic. It could be even something similar to where, like, he thinks he's good, he thinks he's alive. I think it's called, like, Walking Dead syndrome or something like that. It's what happened to, spoiler alert for Spider-Man No Way Home, Aunt May in Spider-Man No Way Home, where maybe he's walking around, again, he thinks he's all good, he thinks he's alive, but then inside he's actually dying, and he just drops dead and dies right there. That would be really sad and depressing, but I could see maybe even him sacrificing himself for Nancy, because that's been a big thing set up in season 4, is that Nancy and Steve are getting back together. Whether you're for that or against that, that's up to you. But it doesn't really make sense for them to get back together either. So maybe they were just setting this up so that he can make the big sacrifice for everybody, sacrifice himself for Nancy, especially considering where we left off Volume 1, where she is trapped in the Upside Down. He's also trapped there with her, but she's, corrupted by Vecna at the moment, so who knows what's going on there. But I could totally see Steve making the big heroic sacrifice to save the day. But speaking of Nancy, again, where we left off, she is in the Upside Down. She is being confronted by Vecna. Now, the Volume 2 trailer did confirm that she's going to escape that and get out of that, but she's clearly suffering from some PTSD. So I kind of doubt she's going to die, but then again, there's always a possibility. Now, kind of a wild card here is Lucas Sinclair, because this is a character that there hasn't really been any foreshadowing in the season of, he's gonna die. He hasn't really been in danger at all, but I feel like this is a character that, if they're gonna kill off a character in Season 4, make it be a big character. Make it be one of the original characters from all the way back in Season 1, and out of those original characters, I think Lucas is the most likely to die, because just like Steve, there's not really much else you can do with this character in the future. I mean, his relationship with Max is over, at least for now, and he just joined the basketball team. He just became popular. He basically achieved his dream, but now he's come back together with his friends, and I could totally see him, just like with maybe Steve making a sacrifice for Nancy, we could see Lucas make a sacrifice for Max, and that would be especially sad because, she thought she was gonna die, and she wrote all those letters to everybody, so maybe like how he said, I don't want your letter, I just want you to talk to me. Maybe he dies, and then she still has to read her letter to him, but instead of reading it to him, she has to read it to his grave, just like she did with Billy. That would be really, really sad and depressing, but I could totally see this happening, especially because, Caleb McLaughlin, as an actor, he's starting to get a lot of work, especially with the rumors that he's going to be cast in the upcoming DC Static Shock movie, so he's going to be a superhero. So I don't know if we'll have time for Stranger Things. We'll see, but I could totally see Lucas dying in the season. But another very likely candidate is Eddie Munson. He's been a fan favorite from Season 4, but just looking at the past, this is a trope of Stranger Things. They always introduce us to these characters that we fall in love with, and then they get killed off in the same season. Like Bob, Alexi in Season 3, and now it could be the same fate for Eddie Munson as well, because he's been a great character. He has been really an amazing character, which, again, would make that even more tragic. And we've seen in the trailers that there's this scene where he is in the Upside Down. He's playing his guitar. There's been some people theorizing that is then to save Nancy and get her out of Vecna's trance and out from under his spell. So that could be a possibility here. But maybe that leads to him dying. And again, he can make a sacrifice as well. And Eddie, I would love to see him return in Season 5. And the actors even said, I better get asked to come back for Season 5. And I hope he does. But I don't know if he will. And I'd say, honestly, the two most likely characters to die in the season and meet their fate at the hands of Vecna, I'm thinking are probably Steve and Eddie. But then again, any of these characters could die, and they say body count, so it's most likely going to be multiple characters, but they don't say how big or small those characters are going to be. It could be even somebody like Brenner, who just came back from the dead, but who knows, maybe he's going to die again. We don't know for sure, but we will be finding out next Friday, July 1st, when Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2 drops on Netflix. And I'm so excited for this. Guys, of course, I'm going to be doing my Season 4 Volume 2 review when it comes out after I finish watching it, all that good stuff. But for now, guys, let me know your theories in the comments below. Who do you think is going to die? Who is going to be on the list of that body count? So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the movie life.